Oh my gosh, because I don't think I've had any like major accidents or anything besides like, the sound going in and out. I haven't had anything particularly crazy happen with Zoom teaching. I guess the worst thing that I've had is there was like a big close up on a girl who clearly had no idea that or forgot that her camera was on and she was just sitting there picking her nose the whole time.
Perfect. I've had a couple of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so basically we started out doing a unit on body awareness. So I taught them this song and dance that went together, it was cute. And they're really enjoying it. So I was like, you know what? Let's like actually make something out of it.
Yeah.
So we decided to like have a little performance.
Hmm.
Okay.
How old are these
So
kids?
they're middle school.
Okay.
And they're all 7th graders. They're real cute this year, actually. So I got lucky. But so we practiced for a long time, a couple weeks, and I was like, okay, guys, on Friday, all my classes are going to get together and we're going to film it together. Like, so I have everyone on the screen. Great. Got to the day of, it's almost, I have like my Christmas hat on, Christmas trees in the background. It's like holidays, and so like I just got a newer computer. So this shouldn't have been happening, but for whatever reason, I had a lot of kids show up, which was awesome, but my computer kept freezing, like whenever I'd film it. So basically the way this dance started is this one kid, we'll say his name is Kevin. He has a ton of energy. He loves dancing. He's awesome. So I was like, Kevin, you get a solo. So he started off screen and jumped us on and like does a little freestyle moment. Okay. So every time we like filmed, it got better and better. I was like, great, keep it up. Awesome. So this day when we're all together, I'm actually recorded it on my computer. So I didn't do it through Meets because I've had issues with that. But I do have a story about that too. But so I was recording it and it kept freezing. And it was so annoying because the kids are doing great. I was like, oh, come on. So it kept freezing. We did it a couple of times. And then I was like, okay, like, let's do it again. This time's going to be the best. And then as soon as I started to like get them going again, I heard this voice in the background, like, miss, no, I can't, I'm hurt. I was like, what is happening? And so I was like, oh, who's talking to me? Who's talking? But it's still frozen. And he comes on and he's like, miss, I think I broke my wrist. And I was like, surely not. Like we're dancing in
This
our
is
room.
the soloist kid?
Yes.
Is he kind of like dramatic to begin with, or?
Yes, he has a big personality already. So I was like,
Okay.
he probably just like did something stupid and fell. Like it's probably I was like, okay, well, he's like, but I could tell like his expression, he was hurt. So I was like, okay, well, like, what is it? It's your wrist? Like, what's happening? He's like, yes, it's my wrist. Like, okay, can you show me? Because he was kind of showing me to the camera, and Jess, I swear, it was like he like went up to the camera like this. It was like bent. I mean, like,
oh no,
it was awful. And you heard kids in the background be like, "Oh shit, miss, is he hurt? Is he hurt?" And I was always like, "Oh no!"
like purple and bruised.
Yes. It was horrible. And like, thankfully, I remained calm in the situation, but I was like spinning, and like, and getting
like,
lightheaded.
okay, get some ice. Like,
I was like getting lightheaded, not because of his hurt wrist, but just because I was like, what if his family's not there? He's 12, like,
yeah.
So I was like, okay, kids. I was like, I was like, Kevin, is your mom home? He goes, yes. I said, leave now. I have to finish here because we never got a recording.
Yeah.
So I recorded it one more time, finally got it. Thank goodness. I was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta call his mom. So I've talked to his dad before. He's really great. So I talked to his dad. He's like, I know his mom told me, he's hurt. I'm working. I can't be home. She only speaks Arabic. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to find someone I'm going to call. I'm going to figure it out. So luckily the DOE does have a translation service. So I called them, was able to get an Arabic translator. So I called the mom, and she, bless her, she was so sweet. She was like, yes, he's not doing good. He's really hurt. He's very hurt. I'm like, thank you for calling. He's very hurt. And it's like, okay, well, we probably should get him some help, like ice, elevate, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you probably go to urgent care or a doctor or something. And she's like, I don't speak English. I don't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
And luckily the translator was great. And he's like, can I suggest like they call an Uber and like, get him somewhere? I was like, good thinking. Yes, suggest that. But luckily, his dad was able to come home. I think he owns a deli, so he's able to like get off work, come home, and they were able to get him help. But the best part was that the next week when I saw him again, he's like one of these kids who's like, he's always in class, which is like such a delight because most are not. So
Right.
he is always there and he's like, look, miss. He like held up his cast. He's like from above his elbow all the way to his wrist.
Oh my gosh.
It was bad. But the cutest part was like, miss, I can still do the dance. And he's like doing all the moves.
Yeah. With his big cast on. What did he actually break something or sprain it or what happened?
Yeah, I think he did actually. I'm honestly not sure. He said he broke his wrist. I talked to the parents and it was kind of hard to like get the actual diagnosis. I think he may have, fractured like something.
Okay.
Because he didn't have his cast for long because it happened right before, I guess, winter break. And then afterwards he had his cast for about a week and then it was off. So I was like, well, it couldn't have been like super bad.
Yeah.
But I asked him what had happened because I didn't see it because it was all frozen. I was like, what were you doing? He's like, oh, well, I was in a different room. I didn't have much space. So I went up on my bed. I just want to make it big. So he jumped off his bed. It just fell over and just broke his wrist.
Oh my gosh. So he just fell off his bed.
Essentially, yes. He like jumped off to make a grand entrance and just ate it, basically.
You know what? It's almost like a blessing that your computer was frozen though. Can you imagine like watching that happen?
I'm so glad I didn't see it. It would have been horrible. I'm sure those poor kids are scarred for life. I was like, well, I mean,
so the other kids could see it though.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. It's like, it was so bad. And of course I was so upset because I was like, this poor kid, I can't help him. And he hurt himself. So I called the principal and he's super nice. And he's like, don't worry about it. Like stuff happens. They're at home. Like it's not your fault. But still I was like, oh, I was a mess that day. Now it's hilarious. Like it's a good story.
Yeah. It's funny. I can't even think of like even in-person classes. I've never had like a real student accident. You know what I mean? Like I've had like people get kicked or, little things like that. But I've never had anybody like really injure themselves, like break a bone or anything like that. That's like one of my biggest fears.
Yes.